Hello, good early evening everybody. We want to welcome everybody to Nightmares Ride again, and we're trying some things different. If you can't tell, I have moved my microphone.
Yeah, like that was a big change.
Well, to me it is, because I feel kind of uncomfortable with it down here, but everybody kind of complains they can't see me and this, that, and the other, and I don't know why they say that and why they want to see my ugly mug to start with, but it's 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for Nightmares Ride Special Edition. You know why tonight's so special?
Why?
Tonight's episode is called Saddle Up.
Saddle up.
Saddle Up. Do you know why it is called Saddle Up?
No.
It's called Saddle Up because for the last 8 months to a year, we've been talking about checking your bike out, you know?
Right.
We've been talking about rider safety. We've been talking about hydration. And last week you gave a very good and informative information segment about skincare for ladies and for men when they're riding and stuff like that.
We've talked about packing for a long trip.
We've talked about packing for long trips. We've talked about a lot of different things. So tonight, Saddle Up. It's time to put that bike to use. Time to do with it what we said we would do.
And what are we doing?
I look fuzzy. Anybody on there, do we look okay? To me, I look fuzzy. The camera should be in focus and everything.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm going to start show up on something just a little different than normal. Faith McKinney just put in an address. On it, you will see Guardians of the Children, Mountain State Chapter. See more. Please, write this address down. If for some, we're going to try to get it on the bottom of the screen for everybody to have. I want everybody to have that address. I want you to write it down, and I have a very special request for our viewers tonight.
Well, and Knuckles is here with us tonight already.
Knuckles is already here. We want to welcome Knuckles. We met her. See, you're showing her on here and I'm not, so that's fine. That happens. Man, you've talked about that before. But we want to welcome Knuckles. Knuckles is with GOC. GOC stands for Guardians of the Children. Okay. I'm going to say this more than once. My hat's off to these people. I admire them for what they do and for what they're doing. We're going to ask our viewers for something very special here in a little bit, and follow my line of thinking over here. And I want to welcome the lovely Miss Miriam as my co-host tonight, as she has been for quite a while now. Every night. Yeah. But here's my thinking on this children subject. I don't care if a child lives in Hawaii. I don't care if they live in Rhode Island. I don't care if they live in Florida. I don't care if they live in Alaska. Okay, they're children.
Yes.
As children, it is us as adults to look after these children.
It is our responsibility.
Thank you. Very good word. It is our responsibility. And since it's our responsibility, a lot of us try in whatever way we can. You know, we do. And then every once in a while, enough people like us, and how me and you think and feel, get together, and they have an organization like they have right now. It's called Guardians of the Children.
It is nationwide.
It's a nationwide chapter and a nationwide organization.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to Knuckles and/or one of the people in their group. They're the Mountain State Chapter. We, I think, are going to be lucky enough to maybe have somebody a lot higher than my pay grade call in one night. I don't know if we'll be able to do it tonight or not. If we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. But we're still going to have them call in one night and explain more about what's going on. But where I'm going with this tonight, everybody, is I want to reach out to our viewers. I don't think we've ever done it. I have a very special request to our viewers. It's easy. It's simple. And it lets everybody know that you care about these children. Where I was going with that is a lot of times, or every once in a while, a group of people will come together and say, you know, I care about these children. Somebody else says, well, I do too, another person says, I do too. And they get in an organization like Guardians of the Children. Okay, and what they do is, they help children. Okay, so my hat's off to them. We did get to meet Knuckles, and Knuckles, I apologize, ma'am, I really do. There was two other lovely ladies there that afternoon when we did a special show when we was up in West Virginia, and I can remember Knuckles. For some reason, that name stuck with me. I could not remember the other two lovely ladies' names, and so I hope she pops those names in there to jog our memories.
She's putting a lot of names in there for us right now.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
so she's
And
inviting everybody
yep,
to watch.
as you can see along the bottom, Faith McKinney has Guardians of the Children. It says see more. Grab a pencil and a piece of paper. Okay, all you viewers right now, grab one.
Because
You
we
admins
have
as well.
homework.
We have homework, something Nightmares Ride has never done. Please write down this address. I have a very special request for all the viewers and all the admins out there. It could be fun. It could be something fun to do.
Yep.
And we have time to do it. And, you know, these people spend all year looking after these children. I think it's Nightmares Ride's turn to spend a month out of that year helping them out. Okay? So,
Well-
I'll give out more details. Cherokee and Storm. I don't know why I could not remember Cherokee, because I'm part Cherokee. Everybody says you are. And well, you are part Indian. Trust me, because I see her going to Warpath. More than once, all right? I'm sorry, Knuckles and Cherokee and Storm, yes. They, oh, there she is. I didn't recognize her by her name. Okay,
Yes.
now I see. And I should remember Jessica, because that's our daughter's name.
Yes.
But we did an interview with them, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They gave a very, very good interview, and then they invited us over to where their booth was at. We went
Well,
over there.
it's important to know, Guardians of the Children is a national organization, different
Nonprofit.
chapters across the country,
Nonprofit.
who assist children in abusive and bullying situations.
Yes.
So, you know, if you believe that it takes a village to raise a child,
Yes.
then it also takes a village to protect a
To
child.
protect a child.
And so that's what these folks do, is they take time out of their day,
Weeks,
and
lives,
do
years.
whatever they have to
Yes.
to assist in children who are in abusive or bullying situations, and try to help them deal with it and perhaps get out of it.
And get out of it, exactly. And I'm going to pull it up, so bear with me. I have a lot of information tonight, and we've told people many a time, it's not unusual for 2 hours before the show, we get hit with all kinds of information, and it's impossible to remember everything we're told. And so I'm pulling it up. Bear
What are you
with me.
pulling up?
I got to give this information out while Jessica's on there.
Okay.
I should have it wrote down somewhere, but I don't. Come on.
What are you trying to find?
The dates for their benefit thing. Okay.
I believe it's August the 22nd.
22nd. Yes, there
So
you go.
if y'all don't mind, one of y'all with the Guardians, please post that information for us to make
Please
sure we
feel
get
free
it right.
to. Please feel
But I
free to.
believe they're having a benefit ride in Ravenswood, West Virginia on
Yes,
August the 22nd.
August 22nd. We'd love to be there.
Yes.
Knuckles, Cherokee, Storm, we believe in what you guys do so much and want to help out. I would love to bring Nightmares Ride, the show, to them and start that morning and run through until it's done that night.
Well,
We'd
last
love
year
to
we
do it.
were able to do the interview with them, and we were able to film the benefit ride as it was
Yes,
leaving.
we did.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed that. And before Jessica says it, just Knuckles, I know where's Knuckles, I'm sorry. Knuckles, before you say it, I know we're invited. I know we could go if we wanted to. The problem is it costs a lot of money to pack your show up and take it somewhere, okay? And I'm willing to give up, donate half of our fees back to the Guardians of the Children. But, you know, it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if we went and did every benefit that we've been invited to, we would be bankrupt about 8 months ago. Because we do try to help benefits, but you know.
But get on to the homework.
The homework. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I hope everybody's got the information or got a pencil and piece of paper. Okay. Now, again, look down there where it says Faith McKinney, right at the bottom. It says Guardians of the Children. It says see more. But see, I can't even do that. There it is. It is Guardians of the Children, in case you can't read, Mountain State Chapter, P.O. Box 5, Ripley, West Virginia, and the area code's on there as well.
No, that'd be the zip
The
code.
zip code's on there. Wow, it's gonna be one of them shows. It's gonna be one of them
I
shows.
see that.
That's the mailing address. Here's what I'm reaching out to, and I'm gonna do it more than once tonight. Admins, Terry Hudgens, Robert Harwood, Chad Povey, let me pull up some names. DC Grafton, Eddie. I saw Eddie in there already, and I got one just for Eddie. I'm gonna challenge Eddie. Where'd he go to? Eddie Butler. Okay, challenge out to him. All right, here's what's going on. We did the Indy Summer Nationals, Indianapolis, Indiana, IRP, Lucas Oil Raceway Park.
Yeah.
And the promoter reached out and said, hey, could some of you race teams bring t-shirts for us to give away, right?
Right.
And a lot of race teams, including Butler Racing, said, yeah, we will bring some. Well, the division we were in canceled, so these guys did not have to call for the shirt.
Right.
Here's what I'm reaching out to, okay? You didn't give a shirt to IRP, let's give one to a better cause, or cause just as well as, okay? Let's give one to the children.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm reaching out to everybody that's watching the show right now, okay? I'm with one of the kids, our group is called Bikers Against Bullies, okay? Love helping the kids, so Robert, you maybe you'll understand. Admins, all you reviewers out there right now, write down that address that Faith McKinney has posted. What I'd like for you to do over the next 2 or 3 weeks, stop by your local bike shop, explain to them what's going on. They might give you a free t-shirt to mail these people. They may give you one at half price. If they don't want to do that, go to a local box store, buy a $25 gift card, okay? Mail it to these people. Because I've been talking to them all week, and here's a little issue they've run into. With this virus thing going on, a lot of businesses have been shut down. Some of them are just trying to get going back again. Money's tight.
Yeah.
They're not able to donate like they normally would.
Yeah.
I got it. I own Nightmares Custom Cycles. We've been hit extremely hard with all this, okay?
Yeah.
But Nightmares Custom Cycles, Knuckles, will be sending you 1 to 2 t-shirts to be given away, okay?
Right.
So you can expect them in the mail over the next couple of weeks, all right?
Yeah.
But admins, where you work at, a bike shop locally, it doesn't, and I know they don't care if it's a bike shop or not, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that's got a t-shirt, maybe you've been to a rally and won a t-shirt, and maybe you're like me, you wear a double X, and they gave you a large, and you're not going to wear it. You know, if it's still brand new, put it in one of these little manila envelopes, not manila, but
Yeah.
mailable envelopes. You can go to the post office, and the envelope is free. You can get one of the little boxes, okay? Mail anywhere in the United States as long as it fits in that little box. I can tell you, I know this to be a fact because I've done it more than once. You can actually fold up a XXX t-shirt to fit in one of them boxes.
Yeah.
Okay? So, if it's ink pens, okay? Anything that your local people want to give you, I'm reaching out to the viewers, and all you race teams and Super Cup, please, fold up a t-shirt, they don't care what color, what size, and mail it to them. I am going to ask one thing so we can kind of know what's going on. Yes, put your name on there, but off somewhere in parentheses or on the back, put saw on or from Nightmares Ride or whatever, so these people will know.
Nightmares Ride viewer.
Nightmares Ride viewer, that's
There you
fine. Okay, that's good with us. It's Tony Sprinkle Brothers. I am not asking. I do expect a Brothers Racing t-shirt to be mailed to these people. Brent Nelson, same thing. Jeff Darnell. I don't know Harold Posey. Maybe I'll get to meet him one day. But where I'm going with all you viewers, I've never really reached out to them and asked the viewers for anything. Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Maybe send in some comments. tell your friends about us. Like, follow, share, set your notifications for Nightmares Rides. Whenever we're doing this type of show, you can come on.
Thank you, Chad. Chad says he's going to get on it tomorrow.
Chad, thank you, buddy. Like I said, I'm sure guardians of the children, they don't care.
Yeah.
They need door prizes. That's what they're really looking for.
They're needing door
They're
prizes,
needing door
raffle
prizes, raffle prizes,
whatever.
things like that. Okay. Hey, if you got a toboggan from last winter, somebody gave you as a Christmas present, you're not going to wear it.
Yeah.
Put it in there. Send it to them. Okay. Let's help these people out while they're helping our children out. I don't care. Yeah, everybody. You know, I've heard some people say, or I know I hear some. Yeah, but they're from West Virginia. It doesn't matter. It's
Kids
a
are
child,
kids.
huh?
Kids
Kids
are
are
kids.
kids. It doesn't matter. Okay. So let's reach out and really help Guardians of the Children. They're out of Ripley, West Virginia,
Yeah.
P.O. Box 5. The zip code's on there. If not, you can look the zip code up your own self.
Yeah.
And you can mail it to them, and they'll receive it, and they will be very appreciative. And the ones who's going to be more appreciative than anything is the children.
Yeah.
And listen, think back, okay? Most of us, 95% of us had good childhoods. We had
Yeah.
good parents. We had people who loved us. We had people who cared. We had people who helped us. But every once in a while, there's a child that don't. They don't. And this is where Guardians of the Children step up.
Yeah.
They say, I'm sorry, but we do. We do love you. We do care. We're here for you. Here's our phone number. Call us. Let us know. We'll come to you. So these people are willing to donate their time, their money, their lives to do this. Get off your ass. Go get a t-shirt, go get something, and donate back to these people. Let them know we love you.
Yeah.
We love what you're doing for our kids, and we appreciate what you're doing for our kids. And Knuckles, Storm, Cherokee, trust me, me and Miss Miriam, we've looked at every way we possibly could to come up and do that show. I would love to do it, but it just costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
Batman, I'd tell you to send them cookies, but brother, they probably wouldn't make the trip, especially if he come be a Nightmares Nightmares Ride first. Because Batman's an excellent baker. Okay, but Batman, yeah, where you work at, I know where you work at, brother. Go in and tell them. Maybe they'll donate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
You
it's a
never know.
wonderful cause.
Yeah.
This organization does some really great things for the children who are desperately in need of adult support and supervision.
And love.
Yeah.
And care.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes all a child needs to know, really,
Yeah.
is somebody out there really loves me.
Yeah.
Somebody out there really cares.
Yeah.
Okay? Here's your chance to tell that child,
Yeah.
I love you. I care about you. Because I took time out of my day, just a couple hours out of my day, and went and got you a t-shirt,
Yeah.
some pins, a ball cap, a do-rag, whatever. And we mailed it up there to these people
Yeah.
so they could use them as door prize and raffle tickets.
Well,
okay?
here's another challenge for everybody who's watching tonight.
Okay.
Start a watch party
There
right
you
now
go.
and shoot this off to all of your friends. Let
That-
them all see what the Guardians of the Children
Are
are fixing
doing.
to do, and that they need your help. And let all your friends know so that they can get even more people
Yes.
to help them.
Excellent idea. Let me go back over what Miss Miriam just said. You're watching the show. You belong to other groups.
Yeah.
That's obvious because you come here. Go to that group. It's easy. It doesn't cost you a dime. Take
Right.
you a minute. Start a watch party about this show tonight, because that way everybody in that group will see this watch party tonight. So here's something else. Not only to my viewers, you people in the watch parties now.
Yeah.
Write that address down. I'm going to give it to you, and just in case you can't see it.
Yeah.
It's Guardians of the Children. I wrote it down. I'm going to read it back so I can get it right.
Right.
Somewhere I wrote it down. What did I write it down? Here it is. Guardians of the Children, Mountain State Chapter, P.O. Box 5, Ripley, West Virginia, 25271. Okay, this is a motorcycle show,
Yeah.
and that's what we work off of. That's what we do. We're bikers, we're riders, and everything else. And bikers are known to have hearts of gold. And you've seen me go to a poker run and drop a $100 bill in 2 or 3 hours. Okay, so now let's reach in and spend less than that.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, that box will cost you $6, $7 to mail off.
Yeah.
Best $6, $7 you'll ever spend.
Or a $25
Or
gift
a
certificate.
$25 gift certificate.
Or a gift card is
Or
going
a
to cost
gift
you
card.
55 cents to mail off.
Yes, yes.
whatever you can do,
Whatever your
whatever
heart
your heart
tells you.
tells you, help these people put on a really good benefit.
And Miss Faith McKinney just said something too.
Right.
Not only in the watch parties, but share this.
Yeah.
Okay? If you belong to a group that you know we're not in, and I will give you a list of the groups here in a little bit, but, or admins, go ahead and stick them on there real quick so everybody can see it.
Yeah.
All right, Knuckles. Edwin Motorsports. They'll be sending you some shirts. Okay? Eddie,
Thank you, Betty.
from my heart, brother,
Yeah.
you ain't much of a race car driver.
Uh,
That's because
No,
Lauren drives
no,
a car,
no.
Eddie. That was a
No.
joke. Lauren drives
No,
a
no,
car,
no.
okay?
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank
We
you, Eddie.
appreciate it. We know that the ladies at the Guardians of
Yes.
the Children would appreciate it as
Yes, Eddie
well. We're going to
Butler.
be sending something from Nightmares Ride.
Yes, we will. I gotta tell you, Eddie, me and Eddie has had 2 or 3 conversations over the last week, I guess. Very intelligent man, knows a ton about race cars. His daughter drives, Lauren drives the car, and they're hoping to move on, and help her move on up in the series, in different series, and he's very knowledgeable. And I have really, really enjoyed talking shop with Eddie. And Eddie, thank you for you and Lauren both for reaching down and helping these children out.
Yeah.
And I know that Knuckles and Cherokee and Storm, they will all look forward to whatever you send them.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Jones Motorsports has already pledged they're going to do something. OSI probably will. Nightmare Custom Cycles going to. Nightmares Ride, we're down to almost out of shirts, but we will do what we can do as well. Okay.
Knuckles, if you get a chance, would you, or
I'm
not
laughing
Knuckles,
at
excuse me, Faith, if you get a chance, would you post Nightmare's phone number so that maybe somebody from Guardians of the Children can tell us a little bit more about
Yeah,
their
if they want to,
organization?
well,
when
we're going to set up for a call in.
Yeah.
I still got a problem, so I'd rather wait and hold up for another week or so.
Okay.
But, because really tonight, I really want their address on there so people can mail stuff
Okay.
in. I appreciate what you're saying.
Okay.
This guy, way up in pay grades out of Florida, he's got a big job title, and he's supposed to call in.
Oh, okay.
So not tonight, but I've got to set it up with him to call in, and we're going to do it before their show,
Okay.
August 22nd. It's out of the Dog Pound up there in Ravenswood, West Virginia, and
We got to participate a little
Yeah,
bit last year.
yeah, we got to participate a little bit last year, and we had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun meeting them and everything. But I'm gonna get back on this subject in a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
But for right now, everybody's watching. Please write that address down. Do what your heart tells you.
Yeah.
Your heart will tell you the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not for Nightmares Ride.
No.
It is not for Guardians of the Children.
No.
It's for the children they're helping.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be honest with you, GOC, Guardians of the Children, had no idea I was going to say this tonight. They had no idea this is what I was going to do in the first part of the show.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Knuckles and Cherokee and Storm probably sitting there with a jaw on the floor saying, "I can't believe he did that." But yeah, when it comes to children, I have a very soft spot in my heart. So yeah, let's reach out and help them out. We'll talk more about all this a little bit later. I got to answer a question real quick, Eddie. Yes, they did, but at the last minute they went with a different configuration. So we had to change the belts.
Clarify. We don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie Butler. He gave me some parts numbers for a belt we was working on over at Jones Motorsports,
Okay.
and the parts numbers worked. But the next day when we got ready to do it, the people who owned the car decided instead of running the belt this way, you had to run in a triangle. That was a Yamaha. I heard it go by. Okay.
That little burp.
That little burp, yeah. That's all Yamaha do. Yeah. But anyway, and it did work, but the car owner decided they wanted to go a different way, and we went down to a local parts store, and they was able to hook us up on the belt. But thank you, Eddie, for your help. Called him with a problem on one of the race cars, and Eddie looked up some numbers, got back with us as soon as he could, gave us correct part numbers that would have worked, but the car owner decided to go a different way.
Okay.
So sorry about all your trouble, Eddie, but you, my friend, are a scholar, a gentleman, and probably one of the best crew chiefs in Super Cup. Now I know there's some other good crew chiefs out there. I'm not knocking other crew chiefs. Just after talking to Eddie and listening to some things he was talking about, he's top notch.
Well, what I think is so cool is you work with Mark Jones
Mm-hmm.
on Jones Motorsports stuff. Eddie Butler operates another
Yeah,
competitor
yep,
team.
Yep.
And you've also made friendship with other drivers.
Other
and
drivers, other crew
pit
chiefs.
boss,
Yep.
pit bosses?
Huh?
Are they called pit bosses?
Crew chiefs.
Crew chiefs, whatever. And y'all work together as a family, even
Yeah.
though when you're racing, you're in
It is,
competition
you know,
with each other.
you have to go to the racetrack, and Eddie, maybe you and Lauren, you know, I am bouncing around subjects, maybe you and Lauren can help out, but before the race, you would think we were one big family, we were blood, because we're bouncing around, helping each other out, and offering advice, or thoughts, or parts, or tools, or whatever it takes to help your competitor get their car on the racetrack. But once that flag goes green, and them lights go from caution to green, you don't like them. They don't like you, because it's their job to be in front of you. If you're holding them up, they're going to do what it takes to go around you.
Mhm.
And we're going to try to pass clean. If you try to chop us off, well, cut down on me once, shame on me. Cut down on me twice, shame on you. And Eddie, you already know what I'm referring to.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're big competitors. But then once the race is over and we're done for the night and we're loading the cars up, we're back hee-hawing, picking and carrying on. And it's a real good family. It really is.
Yeah.
Speaking of Super Cup, they have shut down for the year. I don't know why they waited so long. I guess looking at everything, I don't know. It's really none of my business. They don't talk to me no more. When Indy come about, and again, I've said it many times, the track wanted us there, the promoter wanted us there, and for some reason the owners didn't want to go. Why don't they just shut the season down there and release the teams to go race somewhere else or some other series? But yeah, you're right, Eddie. Once the helmet goes on, everybody becomes an enemy. But be as it may, so I don't know where Lauren and them will be racing their car. I don't know where Jones Motorsports, because we've been kind of holding the car up a little bit, or both of them, to see what was going on with Super Cup, so that we would know where to take them, what race to have them ready for, and stuff like that. And now we find out today that it has shut down for the rest of the year. And you know, you're halfway through the season, so if you try to join some other series, you're so far behind in points you couldn't do anything. Maybe that's what they was thinking. You know, let's mess over the drivers and the teams where they can't win
Y'all
points
never
somewhere
got
else.
to do a single race this year.
Not one.
That's a shame, because y'all all seem to enjoy spending time together.
We do, and all of us. I know Eddie and them. They're like us, have invested a ton of money and a ton of time in the race car. Brothers Racing has done the same thing, Hayden and Landon. Jones Motorsports, you know, same thing, prepping 2 cars with a 3rd car sitting there, and already looking possibly another one. A truck this time, to race in trucks, not put in with the cars. We're not going there. But just, yeah, thinking about CRA Supers. Eddie, we're kind of looking the same way, you know. But we could sit and talk racing all night long, but tonight we're supposed to be talking about going to a rally. Okay? So I will bounce back and forth around these subjects. I will come back to Guardians of the Children in a little bit. But the name of tonight's show is Saddle Up. We're going to a rally. Okay? So
Not really.
not
We're
really,
just
I
gonna
wish. I tell you,
pretend.
after this show's over, who knows, next week I may throw my clothes in the saddlebags and go to one somewhere.
And I may let you.
Yeah, I know you'd let me.
I may pack for you.
There you go. But going to give some thoughts and some ideas about how to pick out a rally to go to. Okay?
Okay.
There's a lot, I can't say a lot, there's 4 or 5, maybe 6 rallies come to mind that have been around for years and years. Daytona is one of them, Myrtle Beach, Laconia, Sturgis. ROT, Republic of Texas, has really come into its own over the last 15 years or so.
But those
So,
are considered like mega rallies,
These are
right?
considered mega rallies, and they're all, as far as I know right now, in fact, I just checked websites for a couple of them, they are still going on again this year. But, so you have your mega rallies. Now, I have been to mega rallies, and well, I took you to Daytona with me a couple times, and I took you to Myrtle Beach with me a couple times. And mega rallies are fine, you know. for what they are, they're fine. A lot of bikes, a lot of partying, and that's all well and good. You see me over the last few years gravitate more towards your medium-sized rallies to your smaller rallies. After I started doing a few of them, I realized I was having a lot more fun and spending about half the money. Okay, so with this fake virus, I mean, there's virus. Well, I don't know how that fake virus. Damn it, there it again. This virus thing. Some people buy into. Damn, I gotta get that out of my throat too. Sorry, guys. But anyway,
All right.
yeah, I know. A disclaimer on there: we cannot be held responsible for anything that comes out of this mouth. Okay, right?
Yes.
But
Always lead off with, in my opinion.
in her opinion,
Your opinion.
oh, in your opinion,
Yours.
oh, my opinion. Why don't you say to start with? Okay. Anyway,
In Nightmare's opinion.
in my opinion, yeah, Nightmare's opinion, you have the mega rallies, and so you don't have a whole lot to worry about. If you've never been to one, I will suggest you need to go to at least one.
Well, they're a treat. They're
Yeah.
entertaining and fun, and they can be an absolute blast.
They can be.
But
They-
you kind of get lost in the crowd,
You
and
get
if
lost
that's
in
your
the show.
thing, that's great.
You do. You get lost in the show. I found with the medium to smaller rallies, it's not quite big as a shuffle. It gravitates more towards medium to old school type bike rallies. So here's a few things to check. With this virus going around that they say that we have, that we say, anyway, let's move past that, okay? First thing you want to do is go to their website, check it. Make sure it's not saying cancel
Or postponed.
or
A
postponed
lot of them are
Yeah.
postponed.
or rescheduled or whatever, okay? So check that. If you're not sure, there should be a phone number there. Call them. It's not that the promoter wants to hear from you, but you can leave a voicemail. And when they get a chance, understand they may be expecting 40,000 people. So it may take a while to go through that many phone calls to reply back. Maybe you'll get a text from them. It's not they're being hateful or short. They just a lot of people they got to get
Well,
back
and a
with.
lot of these have websites you can check
Yes,
or emails
yes.
you can contact them through. So do your
Due
homework,
diligence.
due diligence
Yeah,
before you set your plans in stone.
yeah. But in deciding what rally you want to go to, there's a lot of different things you can look at. Location, okay? Maybe it's a location you've been to and you want to go back. Maybe it's a location you've never been to and want to go
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah.
That's all well and good. Some people have toy haulers. That's all well and good too. You know, it's a camper up front, small garage in the back, carry a couple motorcycles with you, and that's how to get there. And if that works, you know, you got your place to stay, you got your bikes with you, so you pull in, you set up, and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Some people tent camp, okay?
Mhm.
Some people stay at a motel. So your accommodations is up to you. But where I'm really going with that is, how much time off from work you're going to need, okay?
Right.
If you live in like Todd and Cindy in Colorado and you're going to a rally in Florida, Leesburg for example, you're going to have more than a half a day off from work. You're
Yeah.
going to need a lot of time off.
Yeah.
So you need to check with that, okay? Then maybe you're going to go to one a little bit closer, you know? Right now with everything going on, I suggest looking at something maybe a half a day, no more than a day's ride and or trailer, okay?
Why?
That way, if something's canceled or whatever, it's not like you trailer 2 or 3 days to get there
Oh,
to
okay.
find out it's been canceled or postponed and nobody updated the website. You know, we
Okay.
have seen some of the rallies that we know that have closed or canceled or postponed, just still haven't updated the website yet.
Okay.
So you need to really check, ask some friends, some of your fellow riders, maybe they've already been to one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they enjoyed it. They can't go this year, or maybe they're thinking about going and looking for somebody to go with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Some people go for the bands. Okay. Now, if you want to go here, your big feature bands, what I call A-list bands, Kid Rock, Leonard Skinner, you know, stuff like that. You will need to go to your mega rallies. that's where they're going to be at.
Right.
But let me give you a hint. You're not going to see them for free. Okay? Not going to happen. It's going to cost you extra. And a lot extra. So be prepared for that. You go to your medium and small rallies, usually entertainment is included. Usually they have a lot of great local bands. We did GAMR, Great American Motorcycle Revolution, over in Philpott, Kentucky. Me and Tink and Brian, we did that one over a year ago. And they had one headline band on Saturday night, and then they had some of the best lineup of local bands I've ever seen. Beyond Blue with Bobby Blue, and there was a bunch of other bands there, and guys, if y'all remember them, put them in there and I'll give them a mention. But some great local bands were there, and I can't think of one local band there that I did not enjoy.
Well, when we went to Ravenswood, they also had a
Ravenswood.
lot of local talent.
And yeah,
And,
yeah,
you know, some that have moved on to Nashville and become very famous, but they were originally local bands. So
yeah.
it's a great way to experience the
Well, you know,
local
to me,
community.
yeah, to me, when I go to a rally, I want to go see, do, and hear something I don't normally see, do, and hear.
Right.
Okay? So going and checking out local bands, I'm going to use this as an example, and it's a real good example. LSD, not the drug, people. Louisiana Swamp Donkeys.
Yes.
Okay? I was at a bike rally in Kentucky a couple of years back. Never heard of this group. Never heard of them. And they took the stage, and they rocked that joint. They have 3 CDs out. I got one of them, I think. You can go on and check them out. Louisiana Swamp Donkeys. Yeah, Bosco France, you're right, Tink, was one of the bands. But I got to find another band I really enjoy. Okay, Louisiana Swamp Donkeys. So if I go into a smaller venue, you may stumble upon a local band that you're thinking, my God, why ain't these people A-list bands? So keep that in mind, and keep in mind that the entertainment's probably going to be free. All right, you pay your $25, $40, whatever they want to charge you to get in the gate, and you're done.
Right.
You know, unless you pay for your camping, this, that, and the other. Okay, so. So anyway, that's one way. One thing I consider. 2, I look at, which I've already said, how far is a ride? Because you know me, I'm going to ride. Okay. And is it someplace I want to ride through, or 2? And so I put that in the back of my head. 3, I look at how much money do I have to spend. Okay. If I'm going to Sturgis, I'm taking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars if I'm going to be here 10 days. If I go to Daytona, Myrtle Beach, Laconia, ROT, any of them, it won't take a lot of money because it's going to cost you a lot of money. Your smaller venues won't charge you quite as much.
Right.
And you can have probably just as much fun. Right? So that's something else I look at. I look at, have I heard of this show or rally before? And a lot of times I've talked to people, I know friends or other bikers who have been and went or knew somebody, and I'll try to get around and talk to them. And I have went to rallies just because so-and-so who knew so-and-so said, yeah, he went and had a blast. And I went and had a blast too. And I also went and wish I'd God I'd never went, but you're there. But, you know, if you're having bad times, nobody's fault but your own.
Yeah.
You know, you can make your own good time.
Right.
Okay? Another thing you got to look at, camping. Do you want to camp? You know, do they have campgrounds on premises? Like at Indy, they had the campgrounds right across the street. I mean, we saw them right across the street from us. If they don't have camping, is there a campground? How far away is it? You know, so you'll know how far you'll have to ride or drive at night after it's all over. Me personally, I like the ones that have some type of camping on premises. So when I get there, I can set my camp up, get my bike ready to ride, get it unloaded and everything, and then start taking in local stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Another one is, believe it or not, sounds stupid, food. Food of all things. You gotta understand, if you go to a mega rally, you're going to be eating more than likely from food vendors. This there at the rally. Okay.
Food trucks.
Food trucks. Well, food trucks, food vendors. To me, there's a difference in that. But that being said, most of your food vendors, go to a local carnival, and that's the type of food you're going to find. It's pretty much a carnival atmosphere, and it's kind of the same kind of thing. If you go to your medium or small, you will have a few food vendors, but not many. So therefore, you have to go to the local restaurants. Okay. I was lucky enough that Tink and Brian knew of one. They took me to. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot remember the name of the restaurant. It was great food. Never heard of the restaurant. Good food. We had a lot of fun. Okay. Nice little drive over where we had to go to, and it was we enjoyed it. So if there's not a lot of food, if it's not very big, not going to be a lot of food vendors. So you're going to have to take in local restaurants. And trust me, there's good ones and bad ones. All right. You'll eat a bad one once, you'll eat a good one more than once. That's the best way to look at that. All right.
Well, and when you and I do rallies, we have a tendency to go to the local mom and pop restaurants.
Anyway, we always have.
Rather than a chain restaurant. I mean, we do the chains if we're driving and we've got to be someplace fast. We do a drive-through. But when we're at an event, we find sitting down in a small family local restaurant is a lot more fun because there's a lot of regional foods that we may not get to try.
And or it's food we've had, but it's prepared a different way.
Right. There's a fly in here and he's in your hair right now.
I hook it out. Anyway, the Poorhouse. That's the one that Tink and them. I want to give a list of the bands from over there. Cameron Tabor Band, Skinny Molly, Blackbird Creek, Muddy Gut, and loved every one of them. Asked me to pick a favorite out, I couldn't do it. Right. Okay. That's just a few of them. Tink, I appreciate that. While it's on the screen, I do need to talk about the groups. We have, of course, Nightmares Ride. On all these, I'm going to ask you, please like, follow, share, set your notifications for Nightmares Ride. Bikers and Friends Bar, that's Ian out of Australia. Bikes and Babes and Their Toys. We have Throttle Therapy for Life. And we have Bikes and Babes Across America.
Bikes, Babes, Hot Rods and Harleys.
Bikes, Babes, Hot Rods and Harleys. Yeah. There'll be some more coming up. I'm sorry, I got a frog in my throat.
That's all right. There's lots of different pages and websites that you can go to that connect up with Nightmares Ride.
Each one of these groups has pages connected to it.
And all connected but different.
And different, yeah. Each one of these groups, even though we're all connected to Nightmares Ride, each one of them are different. The admins, and that's Nightmares Angels. I love you, ladies. Thank you, all of y'all, for everything you do. But Nightmares Angels work really hard to keep all these pages looking different and being different. And well, for instance, let me try to pick one out. Bikers and Friends Bar. They do a lot of cool. Ian puts in a lot of cool motorcycles.
Yeah.
Really cool to look at.
Beautiful.
Bikers, Babes, and Their Toys. That one, some women's, you see some women photos, they try to stay away from the models. But if it is a model, it has to have a bike in it, okay? Their toys, that's Harleys, could be an airplane, could be a straight rod, you know. Could be your 80-foot yacht, you know, because that's not a toy, that's a luxury that we'd all love to own. But anyway, what I'm saying, yeah, they're all kind of different, okay?
Yeah.
So check them all out, please. But I almost forgot.
What?
The map.
Oh.
See, you almost forgot.
No, I didn't forget. I just didn't know we were there yet.
I'm being really serious.
Okay. This is our map.
This is regular Pepsi. You'll hear the seal break. Here.
This is our map. Those of you who are brand new to us tonight have no idea why we have a map on the wall behind us.
I'm not going to tell you what's in the cup, though.
But the map, the map is our way of tracking where some of our viewers come from. So what we started doing was the very first time somebody notified us where they lived, we put an X in the state. And then we discovered we had multiple viewers in the same state, so we started using push pins. Then we started getting viewers outside of the United States.
Yes.
So we now have viewers in Canada, Russia, United Kingdom, Norway, Ireland, Scotland, Bali, Guatemala, Colombia, Brazil, Mexico, Australia, Thailand, South Africa. So what we do is we invite you, if you're a brand new viewer, if you're in a watch party or watching us directly, give us your name, address, name, city, state, or country, and we will announce you next week and give you your own pin. The new viewers we had last week include John from Georgia, Marianne from Ohio, Knuckles from Ravenswood, West Virginia, and Kenneth from Cordova, Alabama. I can't read my own writing.
Well, that's bad sometimes.
I know. Anyway,
I have that
so
trouble, but
y'all
usually
got
after
new
about a
pins,
6-pack.
so we thank you very much. Share it with all of your friends
Yeah.
so they get their very own pin as well. And we're choosing
Oh, wow.
what?
We got a new country.
A new country?
We got a new country.
What is it?
Japan.
Japan.
Japan. We do
What?
have a fan in Japan from our Instagram page.
Oh, how cool.
And I got to talk about all that here in a second.
So anyway, send us your name, city, state, and country, and we'll give you a pin next week.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You can find Nightmares Ride right here on Facebook, and as I like to call it, social media, but we all know it's Facebook. You can also find us on MeWe, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I think that's all. Ladies, if I forgot, I'm sorry, it wasn't on purpose. We are working on trying to conquer the world,
Conquer
dominate
the
the world,
and conquer the internet.
and conquer the internet. And so, yeah, we have.
Let everybody know about Nightmares Ride and all the other
Yes.
pages.
Sites. I
Sites?
guess. Yeah. Y'all have to help us out on that. But anyway, it's Facebook, MeWe, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So please go there and like, follow, share, all that kind of good stuff. We
Yep.
want to know about you.
Yep.
Post your stuff on there as well.
Yep.
While I'm talking on there, and Ratman, I see Ratman on there. A shout out to the viewers. If you've been to a rally that you liked,
Yeah.
that you had fun at,
Mhm.
let me know in the feed. If I see it, maybe I've been there as well.
You know,
Okay.
one point you mentioned about planning for rallies and stuff
Yeah.
that you didn't bring up, and for me is really kind of important, is the time of year. Because I would hate to be,
In
Yeah.
South Florida in August at
Yeah.
a bike rally
or in North Dakota in December.
in December. Yes.
So I'm kind of picky about when I want to be outside. I don't like cold and I don't like really hot. So, you know, I like the spring and the fall when it's more comfortable weather.
Yes.
So that's something you need to think about too. You don't want to go and know you're going to be miserable.
Well, a lot of the rallies know that as well. So in the summertime when it's really, really hot, you won't find, you will find some southern rallies, but most of them kind of gravitate towards the north.
Mhm.
And then in the wintertime, they kind of gravitate back towards the south.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of rallies, I want to talk about some rallies, and I have been to 3 out of 5. Just had to look. Leesburg Bike Fest is 11/13 through 11/15, and that is, of course, in Leesburg, Florida. Okay. I've never been. Road King Steve goes every year. He says it's a great rally. Route 66 Fall Bike Rally is August the 20th through the 23rd in Depew, Oklahoma. Okay. That's a late August rally, Oklahoma. You might be okay with the weather. Here's one I'd like to go to, and it's on my bucket list of places to go and do. The Trail of Tears Ride. It's in its 27th year. It is September the 19th, and it leaves out of Bridgeport, Alabama. If you're not familiar with the Trail of Tears Ride, please go on and look at it. It's heartbreaking.
Mhm.
It's heartbreaking. When they moved the Cherokee from the Carolinas out to the reservation, it was called Trail of Tears because they cried so much, and there was an enormous amount of loss of human life on that march, whatever you want to call it. So they do that every year to commemorate what happened. But the Trail of Tears Ride, the 27th year, and they won't be. If you go to that one, don't expect 100 to 200 bikes show up. It's usually in the thousands that show up, and it's a ride. It's not a rally; it's a ride, and they follow pretty much the Trail of Tears through quite a few states. Okay, I just talked about this one, and if I got to tell you where it's at, you need to sell your damn motorcycle. Okay, Sturgis Bike Rally, August the 7th through the 16th. Of course, in Sturgis, South Dakota. I have been to that one. Laconia Bike Route, Laconia Bike Week, August the 22nd through the 30th. And I like to say Wires Beach. It's somewhere else, maybe, but usually Wires Beach is where the biggest part of the action is from. Okay. Okay, Ratman, I saw that. Let's talk about the Southern Steel Rally. Okay, me and Ratman went to that one. That was a very good one. Okay.
But having said all of that, remember
Yeah.
we're encouraging you to check the dates, confirm with the promoters,
Yep.
and make sure that they're still on track.
Make sure it's all still going to happen and everything else like that. And I regret saying we need to be lighthearted because we've been a little bit serious ever since we took the air. Anyway, that happens. My fault. But North Carolina October would be awesome. Yeah. Say in North Carolina October, I think we're going to have our party sometime in October. Maybe towards the middle or end of October. It's just dates we're kicking around, okay? And I need to talk about that too.
Okay.
I mentioned last week that Nightmares Ride and Jones Motorsports would be holding a kind of a, I said end of the year party. It's not end of the year party. We're going to be holding a party. We're going to invite certain people. Now, we're not playing favorites. I told you, and you've seen it. I got a bowl up there, and a pot really is what it is. Put a bunch of people's names down, wrote on paper, dropped in the pot, and some weeks I'll pick one name, some weeks maybe two. The rule is that you have to RSVP by the following Wednesday, so we'll know whether you're coming or not.
Right.
Now, right now it's easy to remember who's been invited. Todd and Cindy was the first ones out of Colorado. They were invited last week. And they did respond right off the bat.
Yeah.
They're saying they will see.
Yeah.
I got that answer. I understand that because this falls right into the rally thing we're talking about. First of all, Todd and Cindy knows if we're saying we're going to have it, we're going to have it. Okay? And they know that. But what they were really meaning was they live in Colorado.
Right.
It's a long way to here.
Right.
I know they'd love to be here.
Yeah.
I know we'd love for them to be here. And I know they may try to be here. But they got to check and see.
It is a long drive.
It is a long drive.
Yeah.
I do have somebody's name picked out. Now, I did get some messages this week wanting to know, and they asked some very pertinent questions. One of them was, will I pull out a name for Nightmares Angels? No, I won't. Okay. Will I pull out names for Jones Motorsports? No, I won't.
What do you mean?
Well, they wouldn't know, was I going to draw a name for Tink to know she's invited?
Oh, no,
Will
no.
I draw a
Okay.
name for Faith? No. But you got to understand.
The party is put on by Nightmare.
Yeah, it's put on by Nightmares Ride and Jones Motorsports. So, all of Nightmares Angels that are current right now, today, tonight, whatever you want to say, automatically invites.
Right.
Automatic. So, Tink, Faith, Denise, you're already invited.
Yeah.
I haven't got your response yet, but you're invited. Jones Motorsports, they have their own people,
Right.
you know, and they're automatically invited.
Right.
Okay, so those names will be pulled out. The names are going to be pulled out of people outside of those two circles.
Okay.
Now, we're going to try to bring as many people as we can. We've only got 45 acres here.
Yeah.
I told them last week 20 to 30,000 people, and they told me if I ever said that again, they were going to shoot me. So we're hoping, we wanted kind of, I won't say intimate, but we want kind of a small crowd to where everybody can get together, and it's going to be a bonfire, and not a huge one, but a nice little fire, and everybody can stand around and talk, meet each other, and just have a good time. Okay, that's what we're going for.
Okay.
So we're right now looking at 20 to 40. It may grow less than, it may grow more than that, but I don't see much more than that.
Okay.
So that being said, I know we have a lot of people wanting to know who's the next people invited.
Do you have a name already?
I do. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. But this name, I hate to say it, when these people are invited, it's not just one. There will be here's a hint, there will be 3 people associated with this name. And I do know that,
Okay.
okay? Do I know they're gonna be here? I don't know. It's a little bit of a drive for them. But understand, we have time. We have a lot of time between now and the time this event's gonna happen. I know there's a lot of people wanting to come. I got it. Sean Smith, I know he would like to come. I'm just gonna pick up Eddie Butler. I know he would like to come. Ratman, I feel certain he would love to be here. There's other names in there somewhere. Andy Story, there's one. I know PJ King, he's watching. He'd like to be here. Steven and all that. I'm not gonna say they're not gonna be invited. But what I am saying is we're working our way through that process. Now, the rules of being invited is really, really simple. One, you have to watch the show. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, which is not really hard. You got between now and next Wednesday night when the show takes you air at 8 o'clock. So you got from now until next Wednesday night at 7:59 p.m. to say yeah.
Our time.
Our time, East Coast time. Saying, yeah, I'm planning on being there.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, here we go. You want me to give you the name now? Everybody watching, y'all know the name now? You just want to wait
Yeah,
till...
we want the name.
Well, yeah, but nobody in peace saying so.
Well,
So,
I want the name.
okay. Hey, gang, there's Sean Smith. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe nobody's watching anymore. Maybe all the viewers have went home or something or other.
Nightmare, tell me the name.
Oh, Eddie Butler.
Oh!
Eddie Butler. I can't read the name. I won't say Edwin Racing, but he knows who he is. Now, the reason there's 3 of them, of course, you want to bring his driver, Lauren, and Lauren's engaged. So that makes 3. So Eddie, you were invited, and as well as Lauren and Lauren's fiance. I'm sorry, Eddie, I can't remember his name. But you 3 are now invited to the party. We have not set the date, but it's not going to be a surprise date. Chad, I'm hoping Chad we can get.
Hope we can draw his name.
I hope we can draw his name. I do. I never know till just for the show who's coming.
Yeah.
You know, I wait all week until just for the show and I pull a name out. So Eddie, if you guys are thinking about coming, let us know between just Texas, me or one of the admins, or say it on the show. We're planning on being there. It is BYOB. Bring your own beer, bring your own booze, bring your own broad. Okay, whatever works for you. BYOB can stand for a lot of stuff. Okay, but yeah, bring it. There will be no food, so we suggest you eat before you get here. We're not trying to do, and it's free. It's free. Unless we decide to set up a toll booth, and it's free. It's free to attend the party. You just have to pay the toll to go down the road, because we know where the party's going to be held at. Okay, and seriously, this is a 45-acre farm with a huge race shop.
And I got 1 acre out front. Y'all can park in my 1 acre and walk over to the party.
I think Eddie Butler just said Jeffers. They're planning on being there.
Oh, great. And Lauren too.
Yep, and I'm sure Lauren will be here. But what we're planning on is I like to call it the back 20, because there's probably about 20 acres up front and 20 acres in the back. There's a go-kart track there. Have you ever seen a go-kart track?
Well, yes.
Well, what me and over at Jones Motorsports been wanting to do is buy a couple of them 5-horsepower go-karts, get drunk and go down and race them. We think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
We're going to let Dakota stay sober. She'll probably outrun us.
That is so smart.
Yeah, we think it'd be a lot of fun.
Nightmare. Yeah, I could just see having to call 911 on you guys.
Lauren's doing telepathic answering right now. Okay.
Oh, okay. That was Tink. That was.
Yeah. She's giving telepathic answers.
Okay.
So Eddie Butler, him, Lauren, and so that's a lot of people already.
Tink just wants Lauren to bring her pink and purple race car
I
so she can sit in it.
I don't think they're going to bring a race car, because when I talked to Eddie one day last week, we were all talking about going to Hickory Motorsports, which is an hour away, to test some cars. And they said, Nightmare, that's an 8-hour drive. And,
wow.
You know, you put a race car on a trailer and haul 8 hours, it really eats up a lot of gas and a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
I am talking to Jones Motorsports. They have kind of sort of agreed that they may give tours of the race shop and let everybody see the race cars and everything. that day or earlier that day, and then everybody gravitate down to where the. But you got to understand. Let me put it like this: the road we come in on, and this is a one-lane gravel road, correct? Runs kind of like this, and then it drops downhill. Now, where we're looking at doing a little soiree at is off to the right, which on a road like this, it turns downhill from there. Not very steep, but it does. And there's a flat area there. And we're talking about having it back there. One, it's on private property. Two, nobody can see us. Okay?
Right. And there's nobody around really, so you can make a lot of noise.
Guys, if you want to run behind a tree and pee, ain't nobody going to see you. Okay? If the bonfire is not that big, you run out in the dark and flip it out and pee, ain't nobody going to see you. Just turn your back to the crowd, okay? But also, I'm trying to make sure everybody understands how things work, okay?
No bathrooms.
Yeah, with Tink, the invite goes out to Brian, of course. With Denise and Faith, that's up to them. They can come solo, or as long as they don't bring over. Each one of them probably got 1,000 viewers watching them on social media. We can't do 1,000 people each. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think y'all are talking about in the fall.
In the fall, I'm thinking somewhere late to mid, probably October 5th, that weekend or something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking, somewhere along that line. Okay?
That would be a nice time of year.
It'd be a nice time of year. Leaves start changing colors a little bit here and there. Okay, so gonna be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the rules are simple. Just watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
Your name gets pulled. You got from now until 7:59 next Wednesday night to just RSVP and let us know.
Right.
You know, just like I'm going to use Eddie Butler for example. Yeah, it went out to him. Okay, but he's also got Lauren and her soon-to-be better half. And Eddie, if you're going to bring your wife, that's fine. Just kind of let us know. We're trying to keep account how many's going to be here.
Okay.
We're hoping, right now I can tell you, we was thinking about 20. We're probably going to walk right on by that because just from the numbers of people have been invited right now, if they show up, we're at 10 to 12.
Mm.
Okay, maybe 50. Let's use 15. So we'll probably try to cap it out 30 or 40. And there'll be some coolers there with some ice and stuff like that in them so you can drop your cold beverage. Mm-hmm. But if you don't drink, that's fine. Bring your Coke, your water, your... some people like Gatorade. I used to, but I got away from Gatorade because it's so high in sugar. No, so high in sodium. Mm-hmm. So high in sodium, I swapped over to Powerade. Mm-hmm. So if you want to bring something like that, there will be some 55-gallon drums on premises. Please don't throw your crap on the ground. Put it in a trash can for us, okay?
Yeah. I think y'all will have a ball.
We're going. Are you going? I haven't invited you yet.
I thought I was part of Nightmare's ride.
But I haven't invited you yet.
I don't care.
I like this social media and stuff. Had to go to the doctor today, right? They had to make sure I had a heart and all that kind of stuff. And you go in the doctor's office and we sit down. There's a chair here, and then the couch has got tape on it all the way to the far end. There's a chair down there. And I'm thinking, I like this crap.
Yeah, 6 foot social distancing, even in the waiting room.
Even in the waiting room of the doctor's office. That was.
But you know, the cool thing was,
oh, my side hurts.
In that really big room, there was only 4 patients.
Yeah. And because 3 of them had masks on in the doctor's office, and 1 of them didn't.
Yeah, but 4 patients there was a 30-minute difference in everybody's appointment.
Yeah.
So you don't have people, the doctors booking double.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know where he was going with this.
No, it's just they book so that they don't have too many people in the waiting room.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
Because I really hate a 10 o'clock appointment and I don't get to see the doctor till 11:30.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So one good thing about the virus is that the doctors don't make you wait too long.
Sean says he has couch time. No invite. Well, I want Sean to show up.
Oh, yeah. And the Angels have invited me, so I'm invited to the party.
Oh.
Thank you, girls. I appreciate it.
Well, okay.
Because you knew I was going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
Because I could just walk across the field.
Yeah. Well, we don't talk about all that info. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But let's get back to the rallies real quick, okay? And now I want to talk some more about the Guardians of the Children. I hope they're still in here. I haven't seen them a little bit, but I hope they're still in here. If you guys are still here, let us know. If you're not, it's okay. Still gonna talk about them. But you go to a rally, look at your camping, the bands. I don't, wet t-shirt contest. That's a big plus for me. I have seen many a wet t-shirt contest and probably judged just as many as well. I've judged a lot of them.
Yes.
Okay, you know that. So if I judge them, that means I've seen them. So that counts as two. But also, there's usually vendors there as well, selling anything from t-shirts, do-rags, leather goods. And what I found out at your medium to smaller rallies, they're not as expensive. They're really not.
And they sometimes will negotiate or bundle things.
Yeah. Well, here's what a lot of people don't understand. You go to, and I mean, you know this, if you go to one of the, I better not mention the name on this, one of the 5 big rallies, pick one, a 10 by 10 tent for a vendor will cost you about $10,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And you gotta have certain insurances, and if you want power, it's going to cost you another $200 or $300 to have power at your booth.
Yeah.
So, when a vendor goes to these mega rallies and they set up, they don't get to sit there for free. Okay?
It costs lots of money. It costs
lots of money. They have travel expenses, they have all their product, and, they try to run 20-hour shifts, so that's, 2 or 3 people in the morning shift, 2 or 3 people in the afternoon, they have to pay them. So therefore they have to bump up the cost. Okay? Whereas you go to a medium to small rally, and that $10,000 booth for 10 days just also dropped to maybe $300 for the weekend, $100 a day. So therefore they can drop their prices, and it's more affordable to you. And you can go back home with more trinkets, and they go back home with a jingle in their cash, and they're a lot happier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, another thing when you're planning these is check whether it's a first-year rally or if it's been around for years and years.
We have to be careful with that, because I know where you're going, and I agree. I agree.
Well, a first-year rally will have some really wonderful vendors.
Yes.
It'll have really wonderful events, and the promoters have really done a tremendous job of putting on all kinds of shows for you. But sometimes the attendance is lower.
Yes.
Which is good if you like the personal one-on-one touch.
Yep.
Because you get to know the vendors, you have time to spend with them, you get to see the same people throughout the period of a day or two. So you kind of develop some relationships there that are really wonderful.
Yeah.
And I like the first year events personally, because I think they're a lot more intimate and a lot more comfortable. And then the big mega ones, I just feel like they get lost in the crowd.
You do. I agree. I do like first year all the way. Well, I like them all the way up. I'm not knocking the mega rallies. They're great. A lot of stuff to go do. A lot of anything. Okay. But I guess the problem is it falls back under the old thing. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. Yeah. So I don't care nothing about going back to all that again. I do like my personal favorites. I hate to keep beating a dead horse. I do like the small to medium rallies the best. Like you said, the camping, you're usually not sitting one right on top of another. You usually get to know whoever's camped beside you, behind you, in front of you.
Yeah.
You become friends, party buddies, and stuff like that. Maybe go for little rides and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Also, you go to these rallies, if it's like a 3-day rally, sit back a half a day to go out and do some local riding. Ask the local restaurants, ask the local bike shops, ask the local whoever, what roads do they recommend, and take off and go. Somebody may tell you about a restaurant that's 60 miles away. It's a 1-hour ride over there and have a great meal and ride back.
Yeah.
Maybe it's some local attractions. Maybe there's some caves or some trees or a cliff or a stream or someplace a battle was fought or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's worth it to go and explore a little bit of the local culture.
I'm saying. Well, that's part of the charm, isn't it? I mean,
okay, Knuckles will still here.
Yeah, to ride around in country that you don't normally get to see.
Yes.
And to meet people that you don't normally get to deal with, and it's part of the experience.
It is. It is. So, that's things you need to check out. If you're going camp, if you're going with your toy hauler, or fifth wheel or whatever, you can pack your own food and everything, save money that way. If you go with a tent, you can still do certain canned stuff, the canned food take with you or buy once you get there. And the night entertainment, you can enjoy that a lot more. The wet t-shirt contest, the bands, the vendors set up at night and all that kind of stuff. There's always a lot to do, and if nothing else, go back to your tent, lean back against your bike or a log or tire of your trailer or whatever, sip cold beer and just watch people walk back and forth. Okay.
Yeah.
Take pictures, of course. Take beads if you want to. Most of us know what that means. If you offer a lady a set of beads and she says no, leave it at that.
Yeah.
Show the respect and move on.
Well, Faith and Sean both agree they like the smaller rallies better. And I agree with that. I think that's, for me, that works best.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a few minutes. But I want to get back to Guardians of the Children, okay? Miss Faith McKinney still has that down there. It says see more. Whoop, hit the wrong button. Still hitting the wrong button. Anyway, hit the see more. There it is. Guardians of the Children, Mountain State Chapter, P.O. Box 5, Ripley, West Virginia. And the zip code's 27251, I believe. I want to make sure of that. 25271, I was correct on that. Here's what we're asking all the viewers. Eddie and them's already stepped up, but we have some new viewers in there. What Guardians of the Children do is they look after the children when we can't. These people spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of money to help out local children. And whatever case or need that it may be. And if I'm not mistaken, they make it, they try to be anonymous. They leave the child's name out. They don't want to embarrass that child for any reason.
Right.
And so they do everything they can for them. And they do this all year long. And I applaud them. And they're dedicated to the cause. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't care if the child's in Florida, Hawaii, Alaska, or Rhode Island. It's still our child. As a parent, as an adult, it's our place to help raise these children. Okay? Just so happened, Guardians of the Children, out of, they call them Mountain State Chapter, out of Ripley, West Virginia, reached out. Well, we done a show with them last year, Knuckles and Cherokee and Storm, and had a blast, had a lot of fun, learned a lot of information, and they was nice enough to get a hold of us and let us know, hey, we're doing a benefit August the 22nd at the Dog Pound over there in Ravenswood, raising money and stuff like that. And I applaud them for that. But they run into a small issue by nothing they've done wrong. But with this virus that everybody says it's out there, that we all know, I guess that they say it's out there, we'll leave it at that. A lot of the businesses are scuffling. They're trying their best to just keep the doors open, doing everything they can, so they're not able to donate like they always have.
Right.
So what I like so much when they reached out, they're not complaining. Here's what they got a hold of me and said. We know if we sold t-shirts. If they did, one person said, I want to buy one of your t-shirts and I'll pay for mailing. So we will have something to give away. That just shows that, you know, they're trying to do everything they can.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, either Nightmares Ride or Nightmares Custom Cycles, one or two, will be sending some shirts to them. But here's what I'm doing, to all my admins. I see my mom's in there. This ought to be interesting. Jack Lowman's in there, and I saw Andy Story in there. They could print up something real pretty on a cup and mail down to them. Ratman's in there. There's a lot of other people in there. Y'all know who you are. I won't have to give everybody's name out. Go to the local bike shop. Go to the local big box store. Go to your local big box home improvement store. Go to the people you work for. And explain to them what Guardians of the Children are doing for our children.
Right.
If they're a child in the United States, they're our children. Okay? Just so happened, I'm working with the Ravenswood, West Virginia chapter, the Mountain State chapter. So here's what I'm asking all you viewers to do. Get something. We don't care if it's a $25 gift card, a $10 gift card, it don't matter. Whatever your heart says do. You can stick it in an envelope, stick it in a box, whatever, and mail it to them. Put your name on there. Put anonymous on there. Don't care. but someone on the right, viewers of Nightmares Ride.
Mhm.
I want to see what our viewers will do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's reach in and help these people out while they're helping their children.
Mhm.
And like I told Knuckles then, I'd love to take a show up there. I really would. As you know, we charge for advertising on here.
Mhm.
I have to because we have bills and equipment to pay for. But one thing Nightmares Ride's going to do is we're going to give this spot, last week's spot, next week's spot, and the week after that, they will get free advertising from us.
Great.
Okay, so Knuckles, don't expect a bill. We're doing it because we believe in you. We believe what you're doing, and we believe in your organization.
Mhm.
Okay, so want to thank you for what I want to thank Guardians of the Children personally for what they're doing.
Yes.
Okay,
I think it's an amazing
And
thing that
I do.
when people step outside of their personal little bubble
Yes,
and help somebody else, it's really an amazing thing in my
it
opinion.
is. It is.
You and I used to sponsor all kinds of benefits
Yeah, we did.
And,
We did.
and charity runs
We
and
did.
stuff. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of heart. So the folks that are putting this on
It's a
are
lot of
really
work.
expending, a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So all we're asking our viewers to do is support them by sending them something they
Something.
can use as a door prize
Okay.
or a raffle prize or whatever.
Yes, this
Just
is
to
a
let
bike.
them know you appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah, this this is a biker talk show and all this, and tonight's been way too serious for me. But anyway, we have shows like that, I guess. But and that's nobody's fault of my own. But sometimes we have to help out people like this. They didn't ask for it. I'll be honest with you. Guardians of the Children did not contact me and ask me if I would do this. I didn't tell them I was even going to do it. They were caught off guard when I started this. But I believe in what they're doing. Okay, so you guys, you ladies, all you viewers, reach out there. Now, away Miss Miriam brought them up a while ago. I'm going to use Sean, for example. Amanda's in there. I see her. That's Knothead. Eddie, just anybody, Richard, Andy Story, all you guys, all you ladies. If you belong to another group, jump over there and do a watch party
Yeah.
with this show.
Yeah.
Okay? That way, if a viewer there don't know about what's going on and they see this show, they will also get the message and maybe they will send something. Okay?
Yeah.
So, if you can't do that, go somewhere and share this show with other people. All right? Tell your friends about it. Let's send these people so much stuff. Not only do they have stuff for this year, but they have it for next year as well.
Sean says they'll be sending something from South Texas up there
Wow.
because of what we've said. And
Thank you, Sean.
Faith said something that I think is really cool. She said we need to help our future
Yes, we
because
do.
the children are the future.
Our children are our future, and they need to know somebody out there, be it a big biker like me,
Yeah.
be it a lovely lady like Knuckles or Cherokee or Storm. We love them.
Yeah.
We care about them.
Yeah.
And the only thing we want these children to know, love, kindness, and happiness.
Mhm.
Okay? Now, so y'all know, yeah, this is where I was going to make it. This is a biker talk show. I got all that, yada, yada, yada. We have fun with it most of the time, but what you send does not have to be biker related. You know, I'd like
No.
for it to be, but Eddie Butler sending shirts from his race team,
It's cool.
okay, which I think that's super cool. So reach out there, think of anything you can think of. If you're not sure, remember a poker run you've been to, okay,
Mhm.
and maybe a door prize you won,
Mhm.
and say, hey, you know,
Mhm.
all right, go to your local Harley Davidson dealership, buy a $25 gift card, okay?
Mhm.
That can be cashed in by anybody wins it at any Harley Davidson dealership, okay? Any big box store, home improvement store.
Mhm.
These people have houses. They live in houses.
Mhm.
They go buy flowers or light bulbs or whatever they think they need, okay?
Mhm.
So there's a lot can be done. So think about it.
Oh, I agree. I think there's a lot of things we all can do. We just need to think a little bit.
Guardians of the Children is a non-profit organization, okay? So y'all need to remember that. But right there under Faith McKinney says Guardians of the Children, Mount State Chapter, P.O. Box 5, Ripley, West Virginia. Reach out to these people. Show them that we love them. Nightmares Ride loves them. We appreciate what they're doing for our children. and we thank them for it.
Yeah.
Let's take their mind and worries off of door prizes and raffle prizes and let them get back on what they love doing.
Right.
Taking care of our kids.
Right.
Taking care of our kids.
Tink's even kicking in over here. She's gonna check on doing something as well.
Tink, I got an idea. Not Tink, I'm sorry. Miss Faith McKinney, I have an idea for you, sweetheart. I don't want to embarrass Faith too much. She showed us something in chat that she does on the side.
Mm-hmm.
She's very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
I showed you some of them. Faith, go in and pick out something that's not real big, sweetheart. Put it in a box and mail it down to them. Let it be a door prize.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweetheart, that's one off. That's what you did is a one-off thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't want to embarrass Faith by telling everybody what it is, but Knothead lives up in Ohio. Knothead, go to your local bike shop, your local tattoo parlor, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, get a T-shirt, a ball cap, a do-rag, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Stick it in an envelope and mail it down there to help these people out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be.
I think all of those are wonderful suggestions, and
Yes.
I personally appreciate everybody being willing to donate.
And I don't know if he's still in here or not. Andy Story, you know, their new grandparents a couple weeks ago. Andy, think about it. Okay, you're helping the future of that child as well.
Yeah.
I know that child's in a loving home. That's not where I'm going, but I think you know what I really meant by that. Andy and them, they could make a cup.
Yeah.
They could make a coffee cup. They could do up a T-shirt real quick. Put it in the mail to them. Okay. Brothers Racing, y'all don't know it, but y'all gonna be sending 1 or 2 shirts and a ball cap or something. Okay. I will tell you right now, Brothers Racing will be doing something. Okay.
There's
Jessica,
enough.
we love you guys. She's got it wrong. Jessica, we love you guys. We really
Yeah.
do. And you know how bad I really would love to bring Nightmares Ride to you guys. I hate to keep beating a dead horse. I've tried to figure out every way I possibly could. Okay, I really have, and I want to.
Yeah.
It'd be a great thing to go do live feeds,
Oh,
live
yeah.
remotes, and they've seen what we do. They was on our show, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay,
Right. Right.
and we appreciate you guys, Knuckles, and what y'all do. Okay, we love you for it. Please don't ever stop.
I'm
Please
really
don't ever
anxious and curious to see what our viewers come up with
I am too.
and send, because there's a lot of really creative thinking
Yeah,
people in the world.
There is, and I'm gonna ask Knuckles as stuff starts coming in. Just give a little list
Yeah.
of what they received. We don't want the names because some of these people may be anonymous or whatever.
Yeah.
If they want their names mentioned, that's fine.
Yeah.
But give us a little list of stuff y'all received so far.
Yeah.
You know? It'll probably be a week or two before it starts coming in through the mail
Trickling
and
in,
everything,
yeah.
trickling in. But
Yeah.
we would like to know.
I
And
think
if
it
it's
would be
something-
really cool to see the most unique thing somebody thinks of to send, or the most personal thing, or whatever.
Yeah, Sean, I know what you're talking about. But Sean said he spent a lot of time on the river. He was a diesel mechanic, and he spent a lot of time around Ripley and Parkersburg. Yeah, Sean, I used to race up at Fair Plains, trashed around Parkersburg, Ripley, Ravenswood, Charleston, all through there. So yeah, Sternberg Regatta. I don't know if Sean remembers that or not. But yeah, I'm counting on Knothead to send something from the Buckeye State. Don't care what it is, but the address is right there. But we want to reach out and help them, okay?
Well, Faith
Right.
says she knows other people who love doing artwork and crafts, and you know,
There you go.
I was thinking the same thing. There's some things that
You do stuff.
I do that I might be able to send one up.
Yeah, okay.
So,
So, if you think it would be a great door prize or a raffle prize, please fire it up for these people. Let's help them raise money so they can take and spend this money on the children.
yeah,
They don't spend it on themselves. They spend this money on the children, helping the children. And that's what it's all about. Okay, come on. Let's make it a good end of the year for all these kids around. All right.
I think this is a wonderful idea.
I do, I
I'm
do.
so excited. Nightmares
I'm-
Ride is getting behind it.
I feel honored that Knuckles and Cherokee and Storm would remember us
Oh yeah,
and reach out to us and say, hey.
yeah,
So I feel honored that they did that.
yeah,
I feel very privileged that they thought enough of us and like what we did up there enough, they would even think about reaching out to us.
yeah. I agree.
And it's a pleasure to work with them and what they're doing.
I agree.
Okay. Okay, we're going to get back to Guardians of the Children one more time before we're done tonight.
Okay.
But let's have some fun, daggone it. All right, we're at a rally. Now, a couple of things to remember when you're at a rally. If you're at a rally, you need to check the website. Some of them will say family oriented. What they're politely saying is keep your blouses pulled down. Okay?
Yes.
That's politely what they're saying. Please don't know that. We're talking about children. There's children walking around there. Mom and dad's got them, and they're having a good time. And everybody says, well, it's a bike rally. They should have known better to bring their kids. I got kids, so I brought them with me. I'm introducing them into the bike style
I was
culture.
going to say the same thing. That
Yep.
is our future. If
That's
we
right.
don't introduce the young people to motorcycles, then we're all going to die out.
Yes, that's right. So that's the reason they're there. I have been to some that's 18 and older. I have been to some that, believe it or not, is 21. And you have to show them your driver's license. Even me. I roll up, and then I was 50, I don't know, 8, 9, and I showed it. But they still had to look at my driver's license to check my birthday. Which means it's party hardy. It's on like Donkey Kong. Okay? If you see one of the vendors is so-and-so body painting, I guarantee you it's 18 or older.
Yeah.
Probably 21 or older,
And-
okay?
Yeah. And they paint all kinds of body
And
parts.
they paint, yeah, from the waist up, okay? Some of them painted from the waist down, some of them painted from nose to toe, so take that, figure that out yourself, okay? But keeping that in mind, be respectful, okay?
Yeah.
Because I have seen ladies who have been body painted walking around and get ready to go to the 7-Eleven to get more beer. And almost forget to put a top on. Because the way they see themselves in the mirrors and reflections and everything, they're covered. And they feel it looks like, and if it's a good body painter, it looks like they may have clothes on. And so be respectful. It's okay to look, just don't gawk. And there's the difference. If a lady accepts beads and flashes you, okay, look, don't gawk. Before you grab back cell phone and take a picture, make sure it's okay. Because the old man may be 6'10", 245, and not happy about that idea. Okay? There's certain etiquettes, okay? There really is. There's certain etiquettes. If you go in camp, for example, clean up your friggin' mess. All right, come on. Leave it better than what it was. Pick up your trash. Put your fire out. Yeah, there'll be a pile of ashes and you're not going to take them with you. I got that. That's not what I mean. Okay? Don't leave your beer cans. Don't leave your cigarette wrappers. Don't leave your paper towels. Throw it. Okay, I got it. The local trash cans heaping over. Okay? They usually have somebody come by on a car 2 or 3 times a day and empty that. He just hasn't made it. You got trash bags, don't you, dummy? Put it in a trash bag. If it's still running over when you get ready to leave, unless you're on your motorcycle, drop it in the bed of your truck. Put it in the back of your fifth wheel. Take it home with you and throw it away. Alright? Because these people have worked 2 to 3 days around the clock, hot, hard, and heavy, to make sure you had a good time. Don't make their job even worse by leaving them a pile of crap.
Yeah.
That's very disrespectful.
It
Very
is.
disrespectful. Okay? You want to come back next year and have fun? Clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
Alright? I'll tell you something we've done and a few people do, and I'm all for it. 2 or 3 day bike rides. A lot of time they'll ask you to put your beer cans in a certain place.
Because they recycle?
Kind of, sort of.
What?
They have contacted a local non-profit, maybe it's GOC, organization, and donated the beer cans to them, if they'll come pick them up. Now they're in 55-gallon drums, yada yada yada. They come over there, they pick them up, they get them, and they take them to the recycling dump place, sell them, they get to keep the money. Okay?
Okay.
So there's certain things you can do to maybe help out even once you're gone. Okay? But the thing is, you're there to have fun. Okay?
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah. I have took a tarp and tied to my handlebars, my sissy bar, run it off at an angle, a couple of rocks, crawl up under it's where I slept. Slept all weekend long. Quite happy with that. Okay? Some people go in big motorhomes. I'm happy for you. But just because you're in a tent and they're in a motorhome, don't look down on each other. We're all bikers. We're all there to have fun. Okay?
Yeah.
Have a lot of fun. Enjoy it. That's what it's about. And I'm going off tangent again just a little bit, but I got to say something, because I do get an email or a text message 2 or 3 times a week about this subject. yes, Nightmares Ride, Nightmares Angels, everybody associated with Nightmare and what we're doing knows there's a virus out there. We're aware of that.
Yes.
We know that.
Yes.
We've talked about it in meetings more than once. I'm not talking about me and Miriam. I'm talking about me and Nightmares Angels.
Yeah.
We have decided unanimously, not one person stepped out of this, but unanimous not to sit here for 2 hours and talk about it.
Right.
We figure you've got all the information you can handle, all the information that you want, and probably more than you care about knowing.
Yeah.
And we're not going to sit here and harp on it. Okay? We're going to talk about other things. And give your mind a 2 hour break. All right? We know all this meanness and everything going out there. Yeah, we know it, we see it, we understand it. But we're not going to sit there and cover that. Okay? Fake news, and trust me, what you see on the news channels, I've been in that industry before, don't think I haven't. 90% of what you see on the news channel is a lie. It's fake. They're doing it for ratings. So if you believe everything you see on the news channel, you don't need to be texting me because you got other problems. Go ahead, I got to take it.
No, Nightmare and I don't necessarily see eye to eye on everything. I do believe
On anything.
I do believe there is a reason for concern, but I don't believe that stepping outside my front door puts me in any serious
Come
danger.
on, we was at town a while ago, watched a couple going across the parking lot. I said, that don't make sense. He's wearing a mask and she's not, and they both just got out of the same vehicle. And
We
he didn't
do
have-
it.
Now wait a minute, he didn't have a mask on when he got out of the vehicle.
I don't
can't
wear my
comprehend that.
mask when I'm in my personal vehicle,
Okay, let's move on.
but I do cross in the parking lot and go
yeah,
north.
we're going to get on something we don't need to be.
Okay, so what you were saying is we're aware that there is a virus
Yes.
out there,
Yeah.
but you can take precautions and still have fun. Okay? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you done?
Yes,
Oh,
I am.
okay. All right. Faith McKinney put in there, another good thing is to share the address to your personal profile. Maybe your friends and family would like to help out with a Guardian of the Children. I will post mine tonight.
Well, that's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Okay?
Yeah.
All we're, listen, I love all the viewers. If y'all know this, I love you guys. I love you ladies. Y'all are great people. We have a lot of fun. Most of the time our show is upbeat and funny and this, that, and the other. Tonight, I apologize. There's a lot going on in Nightmares World, and I just didn't go there, okay? But I want to thank Nightmares Angels, Faith McKinney, for jumping in and throwing information in there. Tink has done the same thing. Denise Engelbrechtsen, I know what she's doing. She's not able to be in chat very much tonight, and the feed very much tonight.
Right.
But she is in there doing other things.
Yeah,
Okay? And I want to thank Sean Smith.
yeah,
Sean, from Texas,
yeah,
knowing that West Virginia's a long way away from him,
yeah,
stepped up and said, guess what? I'm going to send y'all something.
yeah.
Sean, brother, my heart goes out to you.
Mhm.
That's the way to step up. And
Yeah.
guess what it says by Sean Smith's name? Top fan.
Yay!
Congratulations, Sean. We have a lot of them on there. But I want to thank you. Knuckles, I'm sorry. Knothead says the same thing for you. We have a lot of these on there. Knothead, I do expect you to send something because Ohio's not that far from West Virginia. So send stuff over to them. These
Ding.
people, okay?
It's Guardians of the Children, not Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Guardians of the Galaxy is a good movie.
That was, yeah, number two was even better.
Yeah, and number two, well, you said it was even better. I say it was just as good, but yeah. It's funny, it shows that we do a live show, okay? Yeah, I think it is called Guardians of the Children, not Guardians of the Galaxy, sweetheart. Now, Tink has a joke going to be made to her and about things are going. And yes,
That's probably spell check.
Denise Engelbrechtsen's asking Knuckles, do y'all have a Facebook page? And Knuckles, if you're in there, when do you need the donations by? I think that's great questions from the admins. We do need to know what your cutoff date is on that, so we can try to get things to you guys in time. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sitting here trying to figure out a way for us to go up there and do a live show.
I know,
I
but
would
it's such
love
a
to.
drive.
Yeah, it is, and it's
that's a
2 nights in
really
a motel.
Busy
and
time for us.
It is. It's 2 nights in a motel. It's the food. It's the expense. I gotta go up and down the toll roads.
Yeah. No, I know that they understand that, and I know
Yeah.
that that's okay with them.
Well, just like last year, the show they messed up last year. You know, somebody stepped up and paid the bill.
Yeah,
Because look how long we was there, 4 days, 3 nights? No.
yeah,
Yeah, 4 days, 3 nights.
yeah.
And we want to thank, what, Tim was Ripley.
No, we were in
Was We
Ravenswood.
want to thank Ravenswood for doing that.
We were in
Okay.
Ravenswood,
They
West
invited us up
Virginia
and-
last
and
year
we
for
worked out
this.
an agreement. I'd
Yeah.
love to. Hey, speaking of which, Knuckles, I do have a question for you, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Is that show still going to happen this year, sweetheart?
Ravenswood,
Yeah. What was that? That was
it was Harvest in the Woods.
Harvest in the Woods. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Because remember me and Professor Bubblemaker
Mhm.
supposed to encapsulate Nightmare and one of my full-size motorcycles
Yeah.
in a bubble
Mhm.
at this show, and I won't know if it's still going to happen or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not even looked that one
Okay,
up
hold
yet,
on.
and I really should.
Knuckles says their ride is August 22nd. That's just true. Out of the dog pound, and they'd like to have it a few days before. So Knuckles, I'm gonna try to get it to you guys by August the 20th. Okay. That gives us almost a month.
Yeah, so
Give or
mail
take.
it by the 15th, you guys, with the
Yeah,
postal
yeah,
service.
yeah. So try to give a cutoff day on August.
Mhm.
Right out of darkness. I don't know about that one, Knuckles. We was at
Yeah. Right Out of Darkness was the one for suicide
for
prevention.
suicide prevention. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was another good one we was involved
Uh-huh.
with.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Guardians of the Children, Mount State chapter. You guys help them out. Okay, this not helping us out. Let's show the kids some love.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not a present to the kids. Okay, no. This is gonna be bikers. They're gonna be at the dog pound. They're going on a ride. Some other things. They need door prizes and they need raffle items.
Right.
Okay, so y'all get off your lazy patoots and mail it up there to them.
Mhm.
Okay, and because I've asked Knuckles to kind of let us know what they received. I don't care. I don't want to really know who it's from. I really don't.
Right.
Just hey, we did get some T-shirts. We got some T-shirts for some race teams and stuff like that. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You know, it's not for us to brag on. I just want to see did people step up to the plate like they promised us. Okay.
It would make me really happy to know that some of Nightmares Ride viewers are
Yes.
supporting
Yes.
Guardians of the
Knuckles.
Children.
Knuckles, do you have a Facebook page? That's what my admins keep wanting to know. If they do
Yes.
these things, they can do, sweetheart. Okay.
Oh, Right Out of Darkness.
Yeah. No, well, Jessica, I think that's where we met you guys at. The one that we were talking about was Festival in the Woods.
Mhm.
That's the one we were invited to, and Ravenswood brought us up for that.
Yeah.
We haven't heard no more from them, and I don't know if they've shut down because of the virus or not. A lot of events like that has, but we need to kind of know so we can start making plans and getting them in their advertising.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they do have a public Facebook page, Guardians of the Children Mountain State Chapter.
Yep. There you
So
go.
You can check that out too.
There you go, Nightmares Angels. And, of course, Eddie said we need a bigger map. Well, Eddie, I don't know where we put a bigger map at, okay? I am so excited that next week we get to put J-Pan on there, okay? That come from over at the Instagram site. So, you know, you can find Nightmares Ride on Facebook, MeWe, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube,
Mhm.
okay? So plenty of places to find us.
Yep.
Viewers, like, share, set some notifications, tell your friends about the show. Also, if there was something y'all would like for us to talk about,
Yeah.
something y'all need covered, please reach out to one of Nightmares Angels. You see them in there, Faith McKinney, Denise Engelbretson, and hold on, let me make sure I get this name right. Susan Marie Kaiser, okay? Reach out to them
Mhm.
and say, hey, could Nightmare do a show about this subject?
Mhm.
It was about gentlemen's clubs. I can do one about that. I know.
No comment.
No comment. Well, I've been there. You know that.
Uh-huh.
And I've been there since we've been together. You know that as well.
No comment.
Dancing for dollars. I'm supporting
A cause.
a cause. Yeah. Let's leave that one alone. Because Nightmare sees the couch again tonight.
Did you
pretty
stick
helpful.
your foot in it that time that year?
Not really. I'm not ashamed of nothing I do.
I
Okay.
know.
I don't hide anything.
I know that.
But viewers, this show's for you guys. We love each and every one of y'all. Knuckles, we'll be working for you guys again next week as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did find out something that if anybody can give any of us an answer to, we'd really appreciate it.
What's that?
In the top left corner, it says live.
Mm-hmm.
It tells how many people's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The problem is that's not an accurate number.
No, it's not.
It's nowhere near accurate
No.
because last week after the show was over, we got to do some checking.
Yeah.
At one time, it showed me and you there was 32 live viewers.
Right.
At the same identical time, well, we'll give a second or two one way or another, maybe a minute. A couple of admins checked.
Yeah.
They had 107
Yeah.
and 58.
Yeah.
Okay, so add that together, it was 160 live views. We don't know why the live view numbers are so low. Okay, we really don't. So if you see that it says live views, don't think we're only talking to 19 people. We could be talking to 147 people.
Well, and the
We don't
amazing
know.
thing is 10 minutes after the show turns off, you and I will check.
We get a live count.
Yeah. And the numbers can be up to 6,000 and 7,000.
Yes, speaking of which, let everybody know, and I'm trying to give Knuckles and Cherokee and Storm some peace of mind. Guys, yeah, a lot of times when well, it's no joke. Right after the show was over, give us a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We have Nightmares Angels and me have a certain way of checking numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and we have turned, show ends, but the minute we look and we'll be at 4,756 people
Mm-hmm.
during the show.
Yeah.
Come on, sometime and off show,
Yeah.
sometime during that 2-hour period.
Yeah.
We have seen as high as 12,000 in one night.
Yeah.
Okay, in one night. I think the best we've ever seen, admins, I may be wrong, Nightmares Angels, I may be wrong, I got it. But it may be high. I think the highest we ever seen in one night was, correct me, because somebody sent me 22,000 in one night, or 22,000 in 24 hours. It was some outlandish number.
Mm-hmm.
And admins are really kicking it. Speaking of that, it's showing 17 now. Yeah, Chad, we get the same thing. It's showing us that, but after the show's over, when we go to checking numbers,
Mm-hmm.
we can look, and it may show 16. And seriously, the real number could be 147 right now. They just changed some things not too long ago, so we don't know. Andy, I see you in there. Can I count on you and your better half for a cup or a saucer or a T-shirt or whatever sent over to Guardians of the Children? I hope you can confirm that. So what I'm saying is, just because you said live number don't mean that's where we're at. I think last week when we added the numbers up for what was on and what we knew was everywhere else, we were 220 at the same time. So we could be there right now.
Yeah.
But reaching out to the viewers, like, share, follow, set your notifications. Grab the show, share it somewhere else that we're not.
Yeah.
Do a watch party tonight.
Yeah.
Because you're helping getting the Guardian of the Galaxy out there. Maybe somebody who was not in these numbers and don't know about the show or too busy and couldn't come see it or whatever.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, you're helping Guardians of the Galaxy. There I go now. Daggone it, team. See what you
See
started.
what you started too.
See what,
Now we're gonna have to go watch that movie
Yeah.
again.
but here you are as a viewer, and you can say, okay, I'm gonna send something up. But think about this. Say you send one thing, but you share the show, or you start a watch party somewhere else, okay? And somebody else oversees it, or 2 or 3 people, and it touches their heart, and they say, I'm gonna send something now. Well, not only did you just send one thing, now you sent 4 things.
Yeah.
Okay, to help the children out. So it's a very selfish, non-selfish way of helping Guardians of the Children out. All right. All it takes is a second to scroll through, hit share, go through, pick out the groups or pages you want to send it over to. Do that.
Yeah.
You'll ask you, do you want to start a watch party? You can hit yes, where you want it to go.
Yeah.
Bingo, there it goes. And maybe you're helping out Guardians of the Children.
Well,
Okay?
and not only that, if you're sending it to a group or a page or a bunch of friends, y'all have something to talk about, argue about, discuss the next day.
I did goop up, Faith. I did.
That you have
Watch this. Hey, Faith.
together.
It wasn't quite a train wreck. I hope Faith gets that joke.
What?
The train wreck.
Oh.
Yeah. You had to be in at Indy for that one. That's all I'm gonna say. It had to have been in Indianapolis for the train wreck.
Okay.
And I bet you she's laughing her butt off right now. And if Tim and Kim was on there, I guarantee Kim's face is hurting already. Okay? But Tink, it's okay, sweetheart. We enjoy picking at you about it, okay? She's going to send stuff to the Guardians of the Galaxy. I ain't so. No, we know
That may
you
take longer than
yeah.
a few days to get
And
there.
shipping's a little bit more than $5 or $6.
Yes, it
okay?
is. Yes.
But anyway, yeah. Andy,
I think
I
that would be
appreciate it,
wonderful.
Andy. Just anything, brother. Just anything to help the kids out. You're a new
Yeah.
grandparent, you know?
Yeah.
Just it's just a way of helping out.
Mhm.
Okay. You know,
Yeah, I
everyone
think that's a
makes
great idea.
Yeah.
You were talking about touching on this next week. I want to give everybody a heads up that I've been working for 2 weeks now on a very special show for next week.
Well, yeah. What I'm
So,
saying.
tell everybody to be
You want to
watching.
tune in? Yeah, you do want to tune in for next Wednesday night. We have something very unusual that you may. Yeah, trust me, you're going to want to see this. Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, tune in next Wednesday night. It's going to be different. That's all I can tell you. Okay.
Yeah. That's a good point. It will be different. Whether that's good or bad, we don't know,
Sean's
but
going
we'll
to
see.
send Sean Smith's going to send a Subway sandwich. I got that, Sean.
Subway
That's funny.
card.
A card. Okay. Yeah.
A card, because Subway is a national. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. It's a great idea because whoever wins it can go to the local Subway place and say, here,
Yeah.
you know, I want a couple of subs. And right now, if you watch the advertisements, you get buy two, you get one free.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's a way of, kind of like a venereal disease, you just keep on giving. Somebody's got a joke tonight. You're dry tonight.
You're not giving me anything to work with.
Well,
Sorry.
I know.
Okay.
It's been one of them nights.
Yeah.
Um,
But we're talking about some pretty serious stuff.
yeah, we
that-
are. We are.
that,
I
you
guess.
know-
But yeah, Guardians of the Children, Mountain State Chapter.
Mhm.
Y'all reach out and help these people out.
Yeah.
The address is right there at the bottom of the page. Please, this is not for Nightmares Right.
Mhm.
It's not really for you. It's not for Guardians of the Children.
Right.
It's for the children.
Yeah.
That's who you're really helping out.
Yes.
Okay. And I wonder if Eddie Butler's in there, and what do you think about Late Breaking News, where the series is shut down for the year? And they're letting people already pay for next year. Mm-hmm.
So
that's
did
like
people
buying.
pay for this year?
Well, I don't know. Some people may have paid for this year, and they got to pay for next year. That's like buying tickets to Disney World, find out they're closed, and they say, we're going to keep the money, but we're going to let you buy tickets for next year, too.
Okay.
Okay, and I don't buy that. I don't.
Okay.
But anyway,
I don't know. I don't
anyway,
follow that.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
afraid.
down to 15 minutes, and we got to cover a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Tell about the map real quick.
Okay. Those of you who are watching us and have watched us in the past know about our world famous cool map.
Where we have dominated the United States, and we're working on dominating the world.
Right. Those of you who are brand new and don't know about it, you've got to know about this.
Hello, Martin.
This map represents quite a few of our viewers. If you tell us your name, city, state, or country,
Mm-hmm.
then we will give you a pin. And we currently have viewers in every single state
All
in the United
50 states and the United
Yep.
States.
We also have viewers in all the provinces.
Yeah, it's not easy to say some nights, is it? Provinces. Yeah.
Of Canada, Russia, the United Kingdom, Norway, Ireland, Scotland, Bali, Guatemala, Colombia, Brazil, Mexico, Australia, Thailand, and South Africa.
And
And
Japan.
tonight's newest country was Japan.
Japan.
So if you are brand new, if you're watching us for the first time, if you tell us your name, city, state, and country, we will give you your very own pin, and we will announce your name
Announce your
next
name
week.
next week. I don't know if Martin has told us where he's from. Okay.
He was here last week.
Yes, the map is getting full.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
We're talking about getting
Knuckles,
a new
you already
one.
got one.
Yes.
Knuckles said she should get a pin. She's already got one
She did.
tonight.
Yes. Yeah. It says Knuckles, Ravenswood.
Yeah, Knuckles, Ravenswood, West Virginia. Yeah, we got you. We
Yeah.
pinned you tonight.
We
You put-
announced you and pinned
Knuckles,
you.
do you still feel like you're in high school because you got pinned? You gotta be a little bit older like me to understand what that means. And it was a nice romantic thing back then. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, the map is getting full. You know,
It is, yes.
It started as a joke, and now me and Nightmares Angels take a lot of fun.
Well, no, it wasn't a joke so much
Well,
as a curiosity
yeah,
thing
yeah,
because,
yeah.
you know, it was just you and Doc and hanging out in the garage and talking all kinds of nonsense and
yep.
having fun. And we expected a lot of people in our home state,
Yeah.
in our hometown actually, and that was about it. And then we were surprised when people in different states started watching.
Yeah.
So now we have spread all the way across the United States. We're going into Europe and Asia and all these other wonderful places that really make us very happy and surprise us. But we're so glad that the information we share is pertinent to people all over the world.
I got a pin for you next
Bikers are
week.
cool.
Chad, he just put in where he's from, and believe it or not, he's from the Tar Heel State.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's a
Where
neighbor.
is
He
Maiden?
might be a neighbor. Okay.
Maiden. I
Yeah.
don't know where that is.
Maiden.
Yes.
I think it's south of us.
Okay.
We're up outside of Statesville, Chad. That gives you an idea where we're at.
Uh-huh.
But fellow neighbor, maybe who knows? We'll ride over one day, hook up, meet for lunch or supper or something other like that, and talk about old times that we'll have one day. But right now, we'll talk about new times. We're going to start.
Okay.
But anyway, get back to the rally real quick. You go to a rally, or you go, mention it around some of your friends. Maybe they want to go. Now, I'll tell you a true story. One time I was going to Myrtle Beach, many years ago before I met you. I was riding out of West Virginia, that's where I lived at the time. And the further south I got, the more people I met on motorcycles that was going to Myrtle Beach. And I think the last time we counted, by the time we got to Myrtle Beach, there was like 25 of us riding together. And I started off by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'd pull in to eat or be pulling getting gas. Somebody else would pull in, we'd talk. Yeah, we're going to Myrtle Beach. That's right. Yeah, it works. And some of them stayed in contact for years. This was before the internet, so you had to swap phone numbers. And there was no pagers back then either, believe it or not. There was a world when that didn't exist. And but it was a lot of fun. We just because of there, on a ride, we rode all day, stayed that night, and then got up the next morning and took off again. And it was a lot of fun. So a lot of times, Sabrina Woodall is a new follower. Welcome, Sabrina. Good to have you on board. Chad's only 12 miles south of Hickory, and Chad, we're about an hour east of Hickory. We'll go racing over at Chad. I'll holler at you. Maybe you can come over and watch Jones Motorsports, the 00 car and the 30 car. Okay, Nightmare will be in the 30 car. Mark Jones, Jones Motorsports, will be driving 00.
Right.
Speaking of which, I don't have time to do it all tonight. I want to thank OSI, OSI247.com. Please go to their webpage. There's a list of everything they do. They are ex-military or military trained, if that tells you anything. But check out OSI. All right, OSI247.com for any of your private detective needs. And trust me, they have a list there that's a mile long. There's nothing you can't think of they can't find out and or investigate for you, okay? Jones Motorsports, come on right off the bat. Mark Jones, Jones Motorsports, we love you, brother. Good guy, great race car driver, spent 10 years in NASCAR, has 2 championship rings, which you have seen, with people like Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Mark Martin, okay? So great guy. Check out his site. And then, of course, Nightmares Ride. And our major sponsor who gets talked about probably less than anybody, Nightmare Custom Cycles. That gentleman that owns that is an award-winning bike builder. He put trophies in here. As you can see, a lot of the Easy Rider stuff he has won, as well as other trophies back there. I was in his shop a couple of days ago, and I got to looking around. He's got a cardboard box about the size of this table, plumb full of trophies. He's got another one about half this size, plumb full of trophies. He's got another one that's about that tall, whatever you say, plumb full of plaques and awards. It's amazing. It's amazing. If you want a custom bike built, if you can think of it, he can build it. Okay, and from Mile to Wild. If you want something the most exotic, off-the-wall bike you can imagine, it can be done. You just got to have the money to pay for it. Okay? And unfortunately, that dictates a lot of custom builds. But check out Nightmare Custom Cycles at nightmarecustomcycles.com. He's right here on Facebook. Some of his builds are on there and stuff like that. So check them out. All right. Award winning. He's been an Easy Rider. Been in some commercials, TV commercials. Supposed to be in a movie. Don't know what happened to that. That fell off. Had rock songs wrote about him. Okay. And yeah, got a big following. As we found out when we were at Indianapolis, right on to a very admiring young man. Had been following Nightmare's career since probably 6 months after Nightmare started building bikes.
You told me that story the other day, and that's amazing.
It's amazing. Sabrina is from Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
Been through through there many times, Sabrina. Went through Little Rock. Okay. Ratman's still in there. Did Rat Trap for Ratman. By the way, Ratman, found some of your old pictures and I posted them. Found one of your bike under construction and another one at a photo shoot somewhere. I'll have to try to send them to you one day. And hello, Martin. Okay. But we're coming down to about 5 minutes to go. The show took a life of its own tonight. We had something planned, and then we got started and started talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm quite happy. Here we go. Guardians of the Children. Daggone it, Tink. Guardians of the Children, the Mountain State chapter, Knuckles, Cherokee, Storm, all the great work they're doing, and we're wanting Nightmares Ride viewers to reach out and show them, you know, we love what they do, and we love all children regardless of what state they live in. Okay, so step up to the plate, help them out. All right. You know, been thinking about something.
What?
Been talking about bike rallies.
Yeah.
Been talking about going to bike rallies.
Yeah.
Might be getting time. Maybe next week. I mean, you know, oops, sorry about that. We have Leesburg Bike Fest coming up. 11/13, 11/15, Route 66. I'd love to go do that one.
That sounds
But that's in Depew, Oklahoma. That's August the 20th through the 23rd. Trail of Tears. This is its 27th year. If you can't go to that one, please go and read about that. Very interesting reading. Only take you probably 10-15 minutes to read the whole story. September the 9th out of Bridgeport, Alabama. Sturgis Bike Rally, August the 7th through the 16th. I got to tell you what state and city that's in, you've got a problem. Sell your bike. You don't need to be here. Laconia Bike Week. Okay. Also, got somebody new on board, Miss Joanne. Cannot forget our fantastic moderators. That would be Terry Hudgens, Ian Coran out of Australia, and now Joanne. And I'm sorry, I can only remember Joanne's first name. Okay.
I think it's Vieira.
I think so. We want to welcome Miss Joanne as a moderator to this mess. And thank you for watching tonight. Also, if there's a, thank you, Eddie. If there's a subject matter that the viewers would like for us to investigate, check, talk about, as long as it's bike related, be glad to. Fire us what you would talk, what you're thinking of, or what you would like us to help you with, and we'll try our best to get into the schedule and do a show for you. Okay? We got not very many minutes to go, Miss Miriam.
Just another minute.
2 minutes.
Okay.
So,
well, I personally want to thank everybody for watching this evening. When we talked about the rallies and, you know, getting ready to go to a rally and kind of thing, we thought we were going to have an awful lot of fun. I think the information was important and pertinent.
Yep.
But I want to thank y'all for watching us this evening. Thank you for sharing the show with your friends and family.
Damn it.
And please be sure to support, you got me saying it, Guardians of the Children and their event coming up on August the 22nd. Don't forget that is also International Female Rider Day, so we're encouraging ladies to get out and ride that day. But if y'all have any comments or questions or anything, let the admins or the or us know, and we'll do our best to answer you. Thank y'all very much, and y'all have a wonderful week.
Eddie, I'll be glad to do that, buddy. Eddie wants us to how to replace a radiator in a 1964 VW boat. I have replaced many of them. Okay, changed, Eddie, that was, I know what you're saying, buddy. That was funny. I like that, okay? But please, we have Bikes Babes Across America, Bikers Babes and Their Toys, Hot Rods, Harleys and Honeys, Throttle Therapies, Bikers Living the Dream, Nightmare Custom Cycles, Nightmares Ride. Check out all the groups and pages, okay? Also, like, share, follow, set your notifications for Nightmares Ride. Tell your friends about it. If you really want to help out Guardians of the Children out of Ravenswood, they're running out of Dog Pound August 22nd. Send them something up there for their door prizes and or a raffle, okay? I would appreciate it. The kids will love you for it. I want to thank Nightmares Angels. Ladies, y'all had a rough night tonight. There's more going on, and I know that. I love y'all. Y'all step up to the plate every time. I could not ask for a more or a better group of women to be involved with than Nightmares Angels. I'm in front of the camera, and they're in the trenches doing all the hard work, and I know it. But it's a great group of ladies, and you see them in here, so don't be afraid to say hi to them, all right? And, Eddie, thanks for being in there. Miss Faith, Andy Story, all of y'all, we appreciate seeing you on the feed. Please share this show or do a watch party. And I should be back here next week. If not, I may be out at a bike rally somewhere or headed to one. Until next week, this is Nightmare with Nightmares Ride saying, see ya!